Hey y'all, this is the Authentic Heart Podcast, and I am your host, Amber Westerman. I am so excited to share today's guest with you, and I'm going to do my introduction a little bit different today. Normally, I like to start off with an affirmation, but I'm going to let my guest draw one. I thought it would be a little fun to do that. So today's guest is going to be actually my dear sister-in-law, Stephanie Schechter. She is such an inspiration to me and has such a big, beautiful, vulnerable heart. And she has some incredible gifts, and I feel like is just in alignment with my heart and with what I like to talk about here on the show. So without further ado, here's Stephanie Schechter. One thing that I've been incorporating into every podcast episode is I've been doing it in my intro, but I thought it would be really fun to do it with you right now, is I draw an affirmation from my card deck to help people kind of start their week off on the right foot, because this is launched every Monday or every other Monday.
Okay.
So it kind of like sets.
I actually saw them already.
Yeah.
And they're beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
So inventive.
Thank
I love
you.
it.
Yeah,
so proud of you.
I'd love for you to draw one. You can like shuffle if you want, or whatever feels good. Draw one and just kind of set the tone for the next week or two for my listeners.
And anytime I see sunflowers, it doesn't matter what country I am, Bulgaria, the last one I was in, it was in Costa Rica. I saw a place and I sent you a picture.
I remember.
Sunflowers everywhere. It always reminds me of you and your grandma.
Aw.
How can I spread more love today?
Oof. I love that.
Do I read the other one?
No, just the one that's facing
Okay.
up. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's...
How can I spread more love?
That's a beautiful question to like ask yourself every morning. Really.
Every day.
Yeah.
Because if you're spreading love, that means you're being love. And then that force field and magnetic aura that you are is just going to continue to grow.
Right.
And you're going to make someone's day, honestly.
Yeah.
Walking in with that intention.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
Yeah. There's something that, there's another podcast I listened to, the Kathy Keller podcast, and something she talks about a lot is she says, you do not manifest what you want. You manifest what you are. And that is it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the more loving, the more love you embody, the more you'll manifest of it.
Because you project that which you are.
Mm-hmm.
So get up, get dressed, feel happy. If you feel upset, have a little mini temper tantrum and express that so you don't carry that with you throughout the day.
Yeah.
Do what you need to do. Feel it to heal it.
Yeah.
Because it also releases it. So
yeah. I love it. Yay. Cool. Well, thanks.
Thank you.
So this is my sister-in-law. I'm so excited to have her today. I feel like from the moment I first met you, like 8 years ago, I just felt really connected to you because we both have similar drives. And so, yeah, and we're both on this like wellness path, and I used to be a health coach, and so I really relate to kind of what you're doing now, which you call yourself a quantum intuitive coach and energy healer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So can you, to start, I would love to just go into detail of like what that means for potentially any of my listeners that may not know.
First of all, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
And equally as connected when we met years ago, and I'm happy to see where you've been going with your whole career, and it's amazing to see you blossom into you.
Thank you.
So, quantum intuitive healing life coach. I take people, high achievers, and I help them level up by using their intuition as their strategic edge so that they can have a greater impact and income in their life and business. And that relates to their relationships, business partnerships, and so forth. So I kind of just like get into the nitty gritty of people's soul and bring that very forward.
I love that because I feel like that is such an important fact. Like as I've been learning and growing in my own work and businesses, I feel like you have to have that like soul rooted connection in order to really, really progress.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that is such important work for any entrepreneur, creative, or anybody that's really trying to grow even professionally.
Like high level achiever, executive, because they all have that gut instinct.
Yeah.
And if you can get lost, if you usually will get lost in the sauce if you don't know how to quiet down and hear, okay, this might look good on paper, but my gut's telling me something else. So teaching others how to trust that, and it just gets stronger and stronger and stronger. So you put back all the bad habits, like needing external validation for your actions. And so just like it spirals people in a good way instead of like backwards.
I love it. Yeah. I love that. That's beautiful. So I know that like you've been on a journey to get to here, to where you are with all of that, and with your personal development and personal life too. I would love for you to just share a little bit about like how, like your background and how you got to where you are. And yeah.
So I've healed from a sexual trauma from when I was a child, not family related. And that was a whole encapsulated sector of my life that was a literal 30-year time capsule. And so many things happened and so many lessons happened within that woke me up to the fact that there was some unconscious driving force. So I dove backwards into that to then transmute it, heal, and use it as fuel moving forward. Because although it's unfortunate, it can also be fuel to the fire. And you can also learn so much about yourself through something like that. Again, for everyone listening, I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm just saying it can be used to your benefit.
Yeah.
And obviously I believe everything happens for a reason. And whether that's to spark you in certain ways or let you have certain lessons, essentially it did me well in the long run, like forgiveness, self-love, understanding what my body's yeses and nos are, just relearning all that stuff that you might think you were supposed to learn, insert whatever age.
Right.
So yeah, it just allowed me to live many different variations of life.
Yeah.
And like what was important to me at certain aspects are definitely not now.
Right.
But I got to experience those.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important, being human.
Yeah. Well, and I love that you took this like awful thing that happened to you and you're using it to like create beauty in your life and to like drive you to create beauty. And I feel like there's so many women out there that face this type of trauma and hold it in their whole life. And it's just like this burden. And I am a really big believer that the things that happen to us that are like trauma inducing were put in our life for a reason, to help us move forward or help others in some way. Like I feel like I'm a really big, I really love A Course in Miracles. Have you ever heard of it?
I have.
Or you have. We may have mentioned it to you before, and Phil and I are big into it. But one of the things that it teaches is that like nothing is really good or bad. Everything just is. And the things that feel bad to us, they're like lessons for us. And they're not really bad. We're just putting that on them, and they're taking us in a certain direction in life that's going to allow us to be a blessing. And so it's, something like sexual trauma is extremely traumatizing, and it's bad to like experience that. And it's not something good for a person to do at all. I'm not saying that it's good.
Only
but
some of them sign up for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not intentionally, just soul work. Yeah.
Yeah. But I just wanted to say that, like, I think that is beautiful that you are so open with it and that you are taking it to and using it as a driving force for beauty.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It did take time. honestly, it hasn't been that long since I've found out about it, so to speak. And the more I talk about it, the better it is. Like I've always said, and I've said this before in a podcast, I do not share from the wound. I share from the scar, because when I do share and I see tears welling in someone's eyes, that allows me to know that I'm touching them in such a way that gives them light and hope. And then I'm able to, meet them there and speak words of grace and love to pull them from where they are. And I do, like you said, I believe that we are here to do our perspective of good. And yes, the good and bad, it's uncomfortable. And I'm not going to say it was always easy.
Right.
Yet, if you hold that stuff in and you don't express it, if you hold in resentment or unprocessed wounding, it will fester in your body and drive you absolutely bonkers.
Yeah.
So that can be worse for you than the actual thing.
Right.
So it's really important to express fully and feel everything.
It is.
So that it can be transmuted back into nothingness.
Yeah.
Or somethingness.
So is there, like, what would you recommend if somebody is holding something inside like this? Like, was there something that helped you be able to release your trauma with it, or just like start speaking up about it and being okay with your voice being heard? Is there anything you would recommend for helping somebody get from that place to a little more openness?
If you think that something such as this has happened, what I did was a medicine ceremony for my birthday with the intention of, I know there's something that I am hiding from myself. I hid it so well that I didn't even know. And I'm ready to face this truth. And it came out like almost instantly upon taking this medicine and going inward and having, it was set up professionally. It wasn't just running off into the woods and taking something.
Right. Yeah.
It was in Hawaii, actually. It was like very well done. And
ceremony.
Yeah, full on ceremony. And then I immediately worked with a somatic practitioner twice a week for an entire year. Like I knew that I wanted to take out everything and feel everything as quickly as possible. And it didn't happen overnight. I opened Pandora's box when in my mind, bless her, at that moment, I'm thinking, oh, I found out about it. I'm good. Everything's kosher. I'm like, oh, honey, little did I know.
It takes work.
It takes work of feeling it and feeling uncomfortable and going back to that moment of feeling like you're drowning and diving into things that you're numbing or things that you're using to numb and taking 2 steps backwards and forward. It's not just an overnight thing. It can be sometimes, and you get to work on it. So I would just say to give yourself grace. You're not going backwards. You're only ever learning and growing and moving forward.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And I love that medicine journey helped you kind of release that and get out of it. That, I'm a really big passion, or I have a really big passion for psilocybin. And if you're okay with talking about that, I am.
Yeah. It actually wasn't psilocybin.
What was it?
It was MDMA.
Oh, interesting.
Heart opener.
I've never done MDMA.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's personally, I feel both of those.
Yeah.
Done with intention like that, you can get a lot out of both in a very similar way.
Yeah. Interesting.
Like body understanding.
Yeah.
It just depends. But if psilocybin's your thing, then trust that.
Yeah. I feel, I always like to say, I feel like it's like my spiritual medicine whenever I need to be guided in something, which is kind of how you were led to MDMA with your trauma too. Is like, I like to use it to help guide me in life. And I feel like most of the choices I've made in my adulthood that have like created these beautiful, magical things to happen were through medicine, various medicine journeys with psilocybin.
That's amazing.
So yeah, it's really cool to hear that.
Yeah.
I remember that. So I think like right around the time that Phil and I got together and that we met was kind of right whenever you were starting this new journey of intuitiveness and even like you're a spiritual channeler, right? And
Which I also tried to hide for a very long time.
yeah, yeah. And I'm curious, like, what was it like for you moving from who you were to who you are now? And like, was there something that happened in your life that like really triggered you to be like, this is like the new me, or this is who I truly am authentically?
I was just trying to
No,
think
you're fine.
back
Yeah.
of the age when you guys met and like what had happened.
I just remember coming home from Hawaii and like meeting you guys. And I remember Phil mentioning that like, this is not Steph. This is not the stuff we know. And she's like, she's learning and growing into a new side of herself.
Wow.
And yeah, and it was just like unusual for him to come home and see that or something. And
He said that to you on the side
in some,
at some
way,
point.
yeah. In some way, he was like, she's yeah, on a new journey or something.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And so I just thought that was really cool. And I'm just curious, like, I didn't know you before that, so I'm just curious, like, what triggered this shift in your life?
Oh, we're about to get vulnerable here.
It's okay. You don't have to say anything you don't feel comfortable.
No, absolutely. I like diving right in. So not knowing about the trauma had me taking and making very just not aligned decisions.
Mm-hmm.
I was chasing the familiarity, which was just pain, perpetuating pain, abuse of any kind, not respecting myself or allowing others to. Poor relationships. I had a couple of interesting things happen through other that I allowed to happen. That's how we learn. Yeah. And had a near-death experience up until that point, had not meetings, but encounters, multiple with extraterrestrials, aliens, whatever you want to call them. So I just knew that I was being, there was a knock, a loud knock that just kept coming. So I just kept going that way. Like, okay, I keep seeing this. And I started to tie things together, not quite what it was for or why. And I just thought everyone kind of was able to hear and sense things and feel things deeply. And it freaked me out because I'm like, how do I know this answer to a question that's not even being asked? Yeah. So I just pushed it down with everything else I pushed down. So there's just this tons of energetic weight being cut off from my heart and third eye and upper body. And so I was just like almost attracting a lot of that like stuff, because when you don't release, you're attracting what you essentially are. So I had a boyfriend at the time, or someone I was dating, con me. And that was my tipping point. Like, lost a car, and I picked up the book, The Alchemist.
I love that book.
And I was training for a fitness competition. And every morning I would read that and visualize and feel and sense, even though my exterior reality was chaos, and what felt chaos, I was just harnessing this good feeling within. And soon enough, like 2 months later, I had manifested this new amazing job, left the bar scene, never drank, but just was still bartending, left the bar scene and got a brand new truck.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I'm like, this worked really fast. I was in it worked really fast. So that's kind of when I started really going towards that path. Still ignored the near-death experience that I had, didn't tell anybody about that for, 10 years.
Do you mind me asking what it was?
I remember. Had, I was in a different town and it was really hot outside and I was feeling very lightheaded. Had done some party favors the night before
Mm.
and I was like, okay, I'm feeling like I'm going to pass out. I'm feeling like I'm going to faint. It's hot. And I just did. And I go down the tunnel and I'm going down the tunnel and lights at the end of the tunnel. And through this ride, I'm seeing home videos, which is essentially a life review because at that time I didn't have any adult experience aside from my previous years with my family.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm seeing home videos almost pass by and I'm watching from behind little Steph.
Yeah.
And then I get to the end of the tunnel and it's this light that's just encapsulating me. It's just pure bliss and wonder. I'm just calm and happy and just feel loved.
Mm.
And I'm slightly thinking like, okay, there's no like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And then I popped back as quickly as I came, went backwards and saw everything in reverse. And then I was just like, oh wow, did I really do that? Did that really happen? And I realized,
wild.
yes, it did. And then with the extraterrestrial encounters, it's been kind of a topic recently. Also isn't very common.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm realizing that is not very common. They don't go visit everybody. They don't, communicate with everybody. And so just still allowing that to be because it's different.
Yeah.
It's definitely different.
Have you gotten like visits recently?
Yes.
You have?
Mm-hmm.
Is it like a sort of a visit that is like what comes out of it for you? I'm just very interested in what the experience is because I don't really think that I have ever had a visit like that. I've had like out of body and spiritual experiences and stuff, but I've never like not with any other beings.
It usually comes in the sense of just a presence and or them sharing that there's an upgrade that's been done or a lot of sacred geometry. Like the most recent one, it felt like I was being cleansed out from my sacral of any muck that was left over. Because, oh my gosh, it's going to be quite
It's okay. Podcast. I'm here for it.
I had a dream early November that I had finished, like, okay, literally complete was the word. And I saw this sphere that had closed. And it was, like I mentioned in the beginning of this episode, 30-year time capsule of the sexual trauma happened when I was 6 and now I'm 36. And it like closed the 30-year cycle. And so that was complete. And then 2 weeks later, I had a visit where it felt like I was being cleansed out, like almost literally stripped out, and not a negative way. It felt very cleansing of any muck. That's just the only way that as a human I can describe it to other people.
Yeah.
And I felt like, okay, what are you doing? And then the response was, well, we didn't, like, you can't, I said, you can't, just come in here and do this because, I'm sleeping. And then they're like, but we didn't take you this time. We kept you here. And I realized, okay, yeah, you're right. And then I closed my eyes and saw a bunch of hot pink, like your water bottle, sacred geometry in the negative space. And then I just woke up feeling lighter.
Wow. Yeah. That's amazing. That's wild. There's this book that I really love. It's based on A Course in Miracles that I was talking about earlier. It's called, what is it called? Something universe. Oh my gosh. I've got to just look it up really quick. But it's actually
Convoluted Universe?
No, Gary. I keep wanting to say Across the Universe, but that's a Beatles movie.
Which I haven't seen.
Really? Oh my gosh.
I want to see it.
The Disappearance of the Universe.
Oh.
It's a really cool book. And so this guy, Gary, the author, he actually had 2 beings come and visit him multiple times. And they're like angels. And they came to help him write this book, just to talk about like the spiritual realm and the universe and what we're really all doing here. And just really wild things. And it's a really cool book. I feel like you would like it
Probably.
because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm currently writing a book now.
Right. I know. I wanted to ask you about that. How's that going?
It's going really well. Like, it's interesting because you know how sometimes you do things and you've got to like really try and do it.
Mm-hmm.
When I sit down, if there's writing to be done, it just flows.
Mm-hmm.
And if not, okay, I trust and respect that there's just no forcing it. So it's just kind of been free flowing. It's a memoir and essays about my life and following intuition over logic and all my experiences. And it's going to be nothing really left off the table. So
yeah,
it's taken time to write it.
I'm excited to read it whenever it's finished.
Thanks.
Are you getting close, or do you have like a timeline that you're trying to work around?
My timeline, I would like to publish it by next May.
Okay.
And I've been told that the book is complete when I meet my partner.
I love it. You never know when that could happen.
True. Like, I'm not done actually living the book.
Right. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, I'm really excited to see
Thanks.
what comes of it. Have you ever been like a writer of sense but in the past, or is this kind of a new venture for you?
It's kind of a new venture. And it's
That's
funny
awesome.
because as a child, I despised English.
Yeah.
Didn't like it. I liked math and science because they were affinitive, that it had a right or wrong answer. I liked that. And so I just shied away from writing. And then probably in the past couple of years, poems just have been coming out. So eventually I keep adding to that just whenever they come through. And no, they're not ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Like, anyone can write a book. Anyone can.
Yeah.
And it's very apparent. And it's my intuition. I will not be using chat at all for any of this stuff.
Yeah. That's awesome. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with using AI to help inspire things and help like move the needle where you're stuck, you know, but I totally get what you mean.
Right. Like writing it.
You don't. Me. Yeah. Like I would never have chat write a song for me or anything. Like sometimes I'll go to chat and be like, finish this verse, and then I'll take a word out of what it comes up with or something.
Right.
To, you know,
but you already you put something in for it. Exactly. I feel like that's different. Like editing or help me get through this. It's a great tool.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's really cool. I'm really excited to see when it comes out and just see how it all unfolds for you. I think it'll be a really fun addition to everything else that you're kind of working on right now. So I know that like pretty much everything that you do in your work is about like helping people reconnect with their intuition, because that is a journey that you've been on and that you are like deeply interwoven with now in yourself, right? And I feel like that's one of the things that I relate to you on at a very deep level is I feel like I am very intuitive, and it's to a point where like if I make a choice against my own intuition, it literally is killing me from the inside out. And my life turns upside down until I decide to like freaking just take the action, you know, and like listen to my gut. And I just think that that's like how the biggest, most beautiful miracles happen is when you learn to trust your own instincts and your own intuition, because nobody knows you better than yourself. I'd love to hear about, I know that like your first Europe trip was a really big propeller for you. And I'd love for you to share about that.
It's so funny because when you actually do follow your intuition, how you said it will just drive you bonkers. Like say you say yes to something that's actually a no, your inner guidance will have you go make that right.
Right.
Immediately, or else it's just going to eat at you.
Yeah. It'll keep putting, so I went to this like side note, it was like almost 10 years ago now. It was wild. I was living here in Austin, and it was when I first discovered A Course in Miracles, and I was going to these study groups for it. And one of the guys in the group said that day, it's like stuck with me ever since. He was like, God is like a GPS. everyone's got this end destination, right? And we've all got our own route from wherever we are all over the world, and we're all going to this destination. And so we're all going to go on the road, and it's nice and easy. And sometimes there's going to be a detour, and it takes us on this new route, and it might be a really bumpy road, but the GPS is always going to be guiding us back to that end destination. Sometimes we might take a wrong turn, and that might bring on some like really difficult obstacles, but it always reroutes you to the destination. And I feel like that is just like, it's stuck with me for so long. And it is so what intuition is. It's that God inner guidance to our divine destiny.
100%. That's so well said.
Yeah.
I call it God tuition because it's your intuitive sense. It's one of your biggest assets in life. It's your own personal blueprint and GPS guidance.
Isn't that
perfect?
So cool? Yeah.
Yes.
You can take that.
Totally.
Yeah.
God tuition.
Yeah.
Okay. So your question was, how have I done this and the Europe trip?
Yeah. So I believe, if I remember correctly, your Europe trip was kind of like a really big
Huge
trigger into your own intuition. So like how was that so, and how did that trip, like how did that come to be?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So I had healed, I was healing from a shoulder injury. I had surgery in Costa Rica, and I'm laying up at my parents' house. In a beautiful sense, that was like a nice closure to allowing mom and dad to take care of me when I wasn't able to receive as a child. Not that they never gave it, but at a certain point, I just didn't trust it, you know? And so that was just beautiful medicine. And before I signed a lease on an apartment, I got this big intuitive sense, like, you're not signing a lease. Okay, well, where am I going to go? And instantly I heard Europe. And I'm thinking, all right, I haven't worked all year. My shoulder's still kind of wonky. What's up? So I just knew without knowing to go to Europe is as clear as someone saying, take a drink of water. And so I bought a one-way ticket with the first 3 nights booked in Paris. No plan, just went.
That's
I only
amazing.
thought I was going to be gone for a month and a half, maybe. I was gone for 4. And each moment, I knew it was initiative. Each moment I waited for the call to either book a new Airbnb, book a flight, or go to the next place. Like, they all worked simultaneously. Anytime I think, okay, I've been here for a week, like, where are we going? I felt this just instant turn off of put your stuff down. Okay. And I'd trust. And then out of nowhere, it would say, tomorrow you're leaving, look at flights to Greece. Like, oh, I thought I was going to go, because the mind will want to make it make sense of, all right, well, we're going to go here, and then I'm going to plan this, and then go to Prague and this, that, and the other. It's like, no. I'm going to take you where you're going to go. Just trust and wait for the call.
Yeah.
Every single move. And I tell you, I met the most amazing people. I had the most amazing experiences, met new friends where I stayed in their homes in Normandy, went on these like castle tours. Like, it was just beautiful. Beautiful.
I'm curious, I want to circle back to the like Greece moment. What was the call that like switched gears and was like, oh, Greece is it? Was there like a person that walked into your life, or like, what was it?
So a friend I had met in Paris, she was celebrating her birthday, and she said, hey, what are your plans? We're in Hydra for the next, 5 days. Do you want to meet us here? Like, just get a flight tomorrow. And I'm very much, in human design, I'm a man gen. That's a responder, sacral responder. And it was a clear yes. Even though I was nervous, it was a clear yes. I'm like, just buy it. And look, none of this was necessarily easy, right?
Right, yeah.
Every moment, every step, every decision, every ticket purchase was, I'm going down the water slide. And then I would just do it and I'd find myself in a new place.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that life doesn't challenge you. You just get to trust and know, okay, this is where you're going. So it was a yes. And I went and met them. And then that made way for the other path through Greece.
I love it. I have another friend that actually, I haven't talked to him in forever, but I went to school with him in Iowa to the university I was going to there. And whenever I was leaving, he was about to leave a one-way trip to Europe. And he was also so nervous. And then he came back like 3 months later and was just like blown away at what happened. And it was like the most beautiful experience, like how
I think everyone ought to experience that.
Yeah.
Not necessarily Europe. Maybe it's Thailand. Maybe it's Costa Rica. I don't know. Yeah. Just somewhere where you don't give yourself a plan. Maybe you have a loose plan, but just so you feel okay.
Yeah.
Don't follow it. Get there.
Yeah. That's what Hawaii was for me. When I went with the university to go out there on the program, I did a one-way ticket and I like packed all my stuff up where I was staying there and stored it. And I went there and then like they let us free on Christmas break and they're like, just, you can either go home or stay or whatever you want. Just, you know, it's up to you. And I was like, well, I'm going to stay. And I like connected with a farmer. And then I ended up deciding like, I'm just not going to go back. And I dropped out of school and stayed.
Oh my gosh.
And didn't have a car for like 6 months and lived off grid in a little trailer. And it was rough in moments, but it was like the most humbling and most beautiful experience that I've ever had. And I wouldn't have met Phil if I didn't make that choice.
Yes. And he wouldn't have met you if he didn't go try farming and felt called for that. That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be there and all things.
I mean, and that's just like that whole intuition thing. Just like you've got to follow that gut, even if everything outside of you and everyone in your life is telling you no, but your heart is telling you yes. It's like you've just got to go for it, because otherwise you're just going to feel stuck. You're going to keep feeling stuck in your life. And
you will feel the regret
be drowning.
At some point.
You will, yeah.
100%. It's intuition over logic.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, what does my body say?
Right.
What makes sense? And to your point, even with the music, like even with traveling, even with anything, people are going to bark and have opinions because it's called projections.
So
it's
true.
just, they do. And then when you persevere through that, because this is so strong, you're golden.
Yeah. Yeah. And I definitely also feel like in order to really connect with your own intuition, you do have to have some sort of like a spiritual belief or spiritual practice, right? Because I feel like part of being intuitive and making intuitive choices is believing that through this new unknown path, I'm not going to be alone. Like I'm going to be supported, right? Like by something. If you don't believe in God, maybe it's the universe, like by something is going to be supporting me, and you'll never find out until you take the risk. And then I feel like that is just like you said, the spiral. I know Amanda's really big into the spiraling up. That's just the spiral. That's the beginning of the spiral of going upwards and like realizing that the support is there. Like you won't ever realize it until you take the risk.
It's so true. People will try and downplay the, oh, you jump and then the net appears. It's actually exactly like that. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's scary. You don't know what's coming afterwards, but you've got to just action. It's thought, belief, and action.
Yeah.
It's a 3-part thing.
Yeah.
You can't just talk about it. You can't just know it, because knowing and doing is not knowing.
Yeah.
You got to jump.
Yeah. Were there any moments in your Europe trip where you felt like you were challenged by your mind and in gut feeling, like,
oh yeah,
trying to go 100%. Back and forth? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything?
I remember exactly a moment.
Do you want to share?
Yeah, sure. I had a friend, I was in Athens and I had been there for 2 weeks. I just felt so at home there. That whole Greek mythology culture, that it just resonates. So I had a friend who was in Ibiza and she invited me out there, and my mind wanted to make it work, but intuitively it was a no. And I was trying to like figure out ways that I could maybe trick myself to, oh, well, it's for this, it's to like XYZ, but it was just a no. And that was so hard to tell her no, because I thought, oh my God, we're both on this side of the pond. How fun would it be to go party in Ibiza and like connect and do this, that, and the other? But it was a no. And I didn't have a reason why it was a no. I didn't have a place I was going to after that. I was just in my mind, well, you've been here for 2 weeks. Your friend's inviting you. Why? So that was one of those moments where I was just fighting with myself. Instead, I mean, I ended up trusting my intuition. I knew, but it's still, I let my mind roll.
Yeah.
Of all the reasons why it was dumb to stay. And then essentially I was just like, I'm done with this. And like went to the beach for that day and just took a day.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I didn't. Because it just continued my journey. And I knew if I would have gone to Spain, it would have taken me on another leg.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I love that whenever you were battling with yourself, you said you just like went to the beach and like had time with yourself. Cause I feel like that's the most important thing to be able to like find what your intuition's trying to tell you is to like take enough time with yourself to just be
Quiet.
and to just like allow your thoughts to just happen and be okay with hearing them and like hearing the battles and the tug of war in there
and knowing that that's what's happening.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I feel like there's just so, especially like here in America, because we're such a go society, it's so hard it's actually really challenging for a lot of people to do that, to just like sit and be with themselves. I know I used to work at a float therapy studio, and I remember there was a lady that came in and she went and did the float pod and she came out like 15 minutes later and I was like, is everything okay in there? And she was like, yeah, I just can't sit with my thoughts for that long. And it's just like, I know several people who are like that. And I feel like it's just one of the most important things you can do for your health and for your relationship with God, for your own intuition. The mind is so freaking powerful, and that's it taking over, right? When you're not sitting with yourself enough, and it can really do damaging things, and it can do beautiful things if you allow yourself to sit and hear your thoughts, because they're all there for a reason and they all want to be heard and be felt. And I love that was like your instinct was like, I need to just go be with the ocean right now. That was why I loved Hawaii so much too, because the ocean is like my haven, and it would do that for me too.
Wow. Yeah. It's so, I haven't been to Kauai because I know that's where you guys were.
Yeah. All right. The Big Island.
The Big Island. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's just so still there and just grounding.
And certain parts. Kauai, because like we went to Kauai for our honeymoon,
right? And
it was I think it's like the most popular island because it was on all the movies. It was like packed with tourism, but the Big Island's so big and spread out that it's not as noticeable. So there is a lot more quiet spots and whatnot, but
waterfalls and such.
Yeah, regardless of how many people there is or not, it's definitely magical.
You're right. I would think so too.
Yeah. But yeah, well, that's really beautiful. I just think that that's really cool that you did that. And
one thing I will say about intuition and God speaking is there's no such thing as a coincidence. So if you're getting asked similar questions or getting presented with certain opportunities, it is for you to act on. So I know stuff stirring in my life now, and I know I'm not going to be here, but I'm not sure where I'm going or when I'm leaving. And I just keep getting these interesting opportunities. It's like, literally invitations to Europe. And it's happened twice in the past week. So I know that it's not for nothing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, got it.
So how do you yeah, it's about time.
Yeah.
How do you decipher between what to choose whenever you feel like God is like whispering, like, this is the direction you're going, these are your options? Or like, because I feel like in my own life, I get those whispers as well. And I also feel like I've learned that they're not all always meant to be walked through.
Yep.
How do you decipher between the ones that are and aren't meant to be walked through?
Personally, if I'm feeling very grounded and still and these opportunities come, obviously I check in with myself. The reason I'll say no, and this happened, I had just gotten back from Costa Rica
Mm-hmm.
and I got an all-inclusive invitation for a retreat in Spain. Everything lined up. It was like the perfect runway to Spain.
Right.
But it felt off.
Yeah.
I was like, not right now. I hear you and I know that this is you saying I am supposed to go there and I understand, but I need to ground back in Austin for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
I just got back 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving. So I got nothing until recently. And I feel like people had been wanting to like rent my space because I usually rent it out when I'm gone. And I had said no because it just didn't feel right. I wasn't ready. And I can sense when I'm like, nope, I don't want to leave.
Mm-hmm.
There's like this underlying whisper, I don't want to leave yet. I don't want to leave yet. And now I feel, okay, I've had a lot of nice time to ground and be situated and it feels really, really good. And I'm also starting, it's only been a week and I've gotten 2 invites, starting to see, okay, like it's picking up the invitations, the whispers again, like we didn't forget and it's still the same place as before in May.
Yeah.
So I know that's where I'm going to be going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. It makes me think of one thing that I really like to do whenever I'm trying to figure out if it's the right door for me or not to walk through is I'll sit there and close my eyes and be with myself and I'll imagine myself walking through the door and I'll imagine experiencing it and like feeling in my body how I feel experiencing that situation. And then I'll also do the other one too. And I ask myself, like, which one is bringing me joy? Like, which one feels the most nourishing to me? And that is usually what like causes me to make the choice. And I feel like that's kind of like what you're talking about.
That sounds really accurate. And maybe the other choice doesn't feel great yet because you haven't become the person yet to be able to hold that next iteration of self, or
so
that you might miss the opportunity that you're being guided there to receive. And you haven't quite integrated where you are to get that. And I'm speaking also from personal experience of, all right, would you have let that pass you as soon as you got there? Because you just were so in your head, like, where is it? Where is the thing? I'm here for a reason, but now, you know, taking some time to ground or, you know, like, I feel like there's always 2 choices. So to yes to your.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true. If we're not looking for if we're not looking for the blessing, we're not going to see it.
Or if we are trying so hard to look for it that we're missing the moment. Like the moment is being with self and loving this experience, even if the mind's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Right.
So I think that's the magic.
Yeah.
And just like, all right.
Presence. Yeah.
I'm just exactly. Because you'll miss it in a heartbeat if you're trying to look for it, or you'll miss it in a heartbeat if you're not enjoying this moment. It's like,
it's so true.
5 people just walked by and asked you a question, but you're so in your head that you're missing it. And this happened to me in France and I still remember it.
What is it?
So I had just finished reading for the 2nd or 3rd time, The Celestine Prophecy. I love that book.
I'll have to check it out. I haven't heard of it.
So you would love it. You will.
Okay.
And where there will be a pull or a feeling and you'll just know, or there's no coincidences. Like it just confirmed my coincidence statement that there's no such thing as coincidences. It's just divine interactions.
Yeah.
And if you see the same person at the grocery store 2 times, it's not coincidental. Like, learn how
Right.
to ask the right questions to see why y'all are both here at the same time. How are we going to help each other?
Right.
Anyway, so I was walking in my head I was in Saint Tropez, and I walked by this bar because it's a strip of bars or restaurants looking out at the yachts.
Yeah.
And I'm just like beelining it to the Zimmerman store. I wanted to go try on this dress. And I'm just like in my head, and I still remember what the dress looks like. Can't find it anywhere. And I'm walking, and I feel as I'm walking by this man, and so much so that it stops me in my tracks. And I turn around and I look at him in the eyes, and we just like stare at each other for a moment. And I felt his whole being. And I turned back around, and I just like kept walking. And I think about that still 2 years later.
Yeah.
3 years later.
What do you feel like the purpose of that interaction was?
I was supposed to go talk to him. And I don't know why.
And you didn't.
Yeah. I was supposed to, even if it was just a conversation.
Gives me chills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go talk to him.
That's crazy. That's wild, man.
I think that would have changed the trajectory of my life. I don't think I am still thinking about that for no reason.
Yeah.
So it was one of those moments.
It probably would have. And I feel like also like the GPS, right? That was like a detour that you took by choosing not to talk to him. And so you're still on the same journey, but it just might be
it's been longer,
of a different ride. Yeah.
Want that? Yes. And
yeah,
I believe that I wasn't quite ready for what he was, or what he had to offer, or his communication, or his conversation. Like, I wasn't probably ready to receive it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man. Well, thanks for sharing that story.
Thanks.
Yeah. It's cool to hear. I don't remember hearing some of the like details like this about your trips. So that's really cool. And I love that you continue to like still do these like intuitive adventures. And like, I know Costa Rica was one for you, and that's where you kind of really dove into your book for the first time, right?
Right.
And
I always knew I was going to write it. And then I got there a week or two in.
Yeah.
I was like, why am I here? Oh, and then out it just started pouring.
Yeah. I love that.
So grateful.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's a journey that's never ending, is following that call. Right. I really feel that. It really is. It's like,
it's a game.
It is. It's
game.
Like you feel like a kid again, just like, ooh, what's coming? Like I actually, it's,
what am I getting for Christmas?
Right. Yeah. I actually kind of am going through that right now. I've been thinking a lot recently about how I feel like I always wait for that call too. Moving to Austin was that for me and Phil. I had been telling Phil for like 5 or 6 months in Nashville that I was like, we're leaving soon. I don't know where, I don't know when, I don't know what the plan is, but like, I feel like our time in Nashville is done. And then like 4 or 5 months later, we're on the phone with your mom, and she's like, why don't y'all move back to Austin? I was trying to get her kids to come back, right?
Yeah, right. And she's good at that.
Yeah. And every time she said that to us before, or anyone has, we've been like, no, like we're never moving back to Austin. It's too hot. Like we don't want to be over there. But that time for something clicked in both of us, and we looked at each other and we're like, I think this is it.
Yep.
I think this is the right time and space. So we packed our house up that month and left.
Invitation.
And yeah.
I know when I heard, I'm like, yay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
And I feel like since that, I haven't had something happen like that in my life. Like I'm always constantly looking for like, where's the next leap? Like, because that's where I know through my own experiences, that's where miracles happen. And I feel one about to happen. I can't talk about it yet, but like publicly, but I feel it about to happen. And I feel that way like a little kid. Like it's freaking terrifying. It's freaking terrifying because it's truly such a huge leap. And I feel like I'm free falling, but it is the most, I know every time it's the most rewarding thing. And so it's so exciting. And I feel like giddy, like a little kid at the same time of being terrified.
And I have to, I'm called to tell, like, you who's watching, there's something in your life that after watching this conversation, you feel it within. You're like, oh crap, like it's coming to fruition. Do it. Go do it. This is your sign. I'm telling you, not because I'm telling you, it's coming through me. Go do the thing. Period.
It gives me chills.
Yeah.
I love it. That's amazing.
And I've been feeling that too. And it's to where this is the moments when, and you, for the audience as well, is when everyone is almost going to double down, like the crab in the basket analogy of, oh, I'm worried about you, or are you sure you know, like, what are you doing? Or just like project because they love you. But that's personally what I'm experiencing the most excitement. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, something's happening now. I am in it. I feel it. And I'm so excited to see where this next like couple weeks, what's happening, because it's like so big. It's next life. Yeah. It's there.
I love that you bring that back, because I feel like that is so important with intuition and stuff, is like, and authenticity is whenever you really start following your own authentic heart, it's going to trigger the hell out of the people in your life, the 100%. Closest people in your life. It's going to trigger people, and they're going to backlash. They're going to tell you you're crazy. And yes, whenever that starts happening, then you're like, I'm onto something.
And it might even shock you, because before they were like all in your corner, and then all of a sudden like something shifted and you're like, okay, and detouring from that. You know?
And through making those choices, you will learn who really is your true friends and who really truly loves you for who you are. Because even if it scares them to see you take this new venture or something, if they really are, like, say, like your family, right? They will see you unfold and they will be there for it. And they hopefully will be proud. And if they're not, it's because there's something they're not willing to face in themselves. And that's their problem. That's not your problem.
And usually you doing that is just showing them what's possible.
Yeah, exactly. And so,
doing it anyways.
It's a gift to be able to trigger them in that way, because that is helping them bring awareness to their own hidden things, you know. I love it. What an interesting straw.
Feel the fear and do it anyways, right?
Yes.
And get it all the time.
Yes. I have never seen a straw like that. That's crazy.
Now I'm smiling. It's harder to drink.
It's okay. I think I feel like we've been going for an hour, man.
Nice.
That's awesome. Well, I would love, so it was funny because like you're my sister-in-law and I know you, but I also haven't like really dug into what you're up to with work and stuff in a while. And I went and like looked through your social media, and I actually plugged it into AI and was like, do research on her and like, give me like a summary of what she's up to. And it was really cool to do that with somebody that I know really well. And
I'm so
learned,
curious.
I learned that the other podcast that you were interviewed in over the summer came up. So I like listened to that.
Okay.
And just like details about, I guess, about what you're offering is because you're a life coach and like a spiritual life coach of sorts. And are you doing like an intuitive program now? Is that what I saw?
So I have, yes, it's how to remove the fear of judgment and needing external validation, like essentially people pleasing, so that you can hear your intuitive guidance and follow that. So it's a undoing to redo.
I love that.
So it's a evergreen program I have. Yes.
I love that. Would you mind sharing like a small, simple tool of yours, maybe that, like, I think I saw you even have a little meditation that you offer.
I do offer free meditation.
Would you mind sharing some sort of a tool with my audience, or even if you want to bring us through a little guided meditation, that could be cool.
So there is also a free webinar on there, but my favorite tool, and I think it never gets old to utilize it, is a visceral yes and no. So close your eyes and think about your favorite color or your favorite smell or your favorite drink or place or food, and just like let that land in your body. You're in your favorite vacation location and you're with your favorite person and you've got like your drink, the sun shining, maybe you're in a field, and just feel what that bliss feels like in your body. It's like open and loving and expansive and calm and heart-centered and just blissful. So that is what a visceral yes will feel like. And on the opposite end of the spectrum, think about the most nasty thing you've tasted recently, or something that you can't stand, or a pet peeve of yours. It makes you cringe a little bit. It kind of sends this shockwave up the back of your spine through your head, just like spikes. Like that is your visceral no. So if you're ever confused about something, go back to the sensation of what your visceral yes feels like: calm, soothing, loving. And your visceral no, which is like ick and spiky and just closed off. And then you can ask yourself questions, yes or no questions, and feel what it feels like in your body, comparing the two. And that's how you'll always be able to get your answer.
I love that so much. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. That's really beautiful. Well, I'm very grateful that you came over today and we had this intimate conversation. It was really beautiful.
I almost forgot that.
Yeah, I know. For moments, it like just felt like we were just hanging out.
Totally.
But yeah, thank you so much. And I'd love for you to share, like, if people are interested in your work or if they want to come and find you, where can they find you?
They can find me most easily on Instagram, and that's Steph Schechter. I'm sure we will put it in the show notes.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said, free webinar, free meditation, and a very entry-level program.
I love it.
For everybody.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Isn't she such a beautiful soul? I am always so grateful to be able to share a conversation like that with her. She is very deep and opened, and I just feel like that's so inspiring how open she is and vulnerable. And so before we wrap up, I just wanted to leave you with a few key takeaways from our conversation with Steph today. Number one, your intuition is real and it's trustworthy. Think of it like it's your inner GPS, or as she says, God tuition. It's constantly rerouting you towards what's actually meant for you. Number two, you have to feel it to heal it. When we try to numb or bypass our pain, it just gets stuck in the body. Letting yourself feel your emotions is not a weakness, it's how you move through them. Number three, your body already knows your yes and your no. Notice how a true yes feels more open and grounded and peaceful in your body, and how a true no feels tight and heavy or just off. Use that as a simple tool when you're making decisions. Number four, following your truth may trigger other people, and that's okay. It doesn't mean you're wrong. Often, it means you're expanding and showing what's possible. Number five, you don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you are. When you choose to be more loving, more honest with yourself, and more aligned with your own heart, you naturally call in more of that. If you take nothing else away from today, I hope you remember this. You are allowed to trust yourself, feel everything, and build a life that actually feels really good in your body. Thank you all so much for listening in today. Please leave a review on whichever platform you listen to. It really means the world to me, as this is a new podcast and I'm growing, and it really helps push it in the algorithms. And if you really like all of this too, come find me on socials and sign up for my newsletter. I like to add little tidbits of inspiration in there too. And hope you'll have a wonderful rest of your week. My name's Amber Westerman, and this is the Authentic Heart Podcast.